No, no, yeah, no, no.
At Hellenic Firenze. 100th comic. Magician is finally back. Picchu can't be happier. At CPU_Kwasonichu. Well, I'm glad yours returned safe. He will help you out in your local area, where you are in the coming events. At Laganjaya. At CPU_Kwasonichu. What will happen to the Yu-Gi-Oh card game after the merge? Will the champions of the series be the new world champs compared to our world's players? Will the rules of the game change to follow the anime's rules? At CPU_Kwasonichu. The card game rules are the same in the present standard rules. There are designated dueling arenas, and functioning dueling discs are available. You'll be able to duel against the players chronicled in the anime series. Only a fresh tournament, post-merge, will tell. Hey, everyone. Recently, our associates and I recorded a video where I, Sonichu, essentially gave a sermon of our Christine West and Chandler Sonichu. This is also a long-awaited continuation from what Mama had tweeted nearly 2 years ago. The video will be uploaded in a day or so. Meanwhile, after all of the extensive recollection, thought, and time I took to personally handwrite it, here it is, in regards to the hashtag dimensional merge. Hashtag C1971218 Hashtag 1C211987. Part 5, Community, Present Events, and Personal Experiences. Hey there, Sonichu, Prime, here, still in Mama ChrisChan's body for over 6 months now. With Mama's Dimension Merge refreshed in our memories, let's talk about the communities and what y'all in 1218 can, and, should do. Mama's tweet sets were shown to everyone in C197 as well, when they got typed up to Octobers ago. Since then, the common folk around the earth have been mindset on prep work. All of the local government peoples consulted with our op psychic types. The hashtag Justice League, the hashtag Avengers, the CPUs of hashtag GAM Industry, world leaders, and so on to get the details, make the plans, and kept the larger details coded down for everybody else's comprehension. It's actually better for all to remain calm, patient, alert and focused, instead of overthinking things, nothing personal or insulting meant. Anyway, most everyone has their vac kits, taken up survival and outdoor learning from the various books, educational videos, etc. And in each country and city, they have their plans made out, and distributed pamphlets on those. Even President Herbert Garrison called the pre-work plans in order. Thank deities we do not have your pandemic in C197, freaking social distancing orders, Trump, and shit. Everyone has been practicing common sense, quick as possible, thinking and mental processing, and working together in all of this. Next subtopic, our experiences since 2018, which are about the same as in 1218, here. Everyone has become able to see through the Iron Curtain, dimensional divide, if you will, most refrained, but more than a quarter or third have interacted and talked with some of you all, and y'all have seen and talked with us as well. More and more portals and breaks have been appearing and manifesting around the world, and throughout the galaxies of the Iron Curtain between our dimensions, and some have safely and successfully traversed to the other dimension and back, between 1218 and C197. Everyone who had perished, so far, meeting Mama's estimates, respectively, have safely merged and awakened in their respective self-counterparts' bodies, brains, and consciousness. The tallied numbers of individuals in C197 who were confirmed of waking up here, those who came from 1218 in this matter, to be in the millions. And in 1218, the number of your waking up individuals, after soulfully migrating from C197, were, in the 100,000s, less than 500,000. To be clear, this of amongst the common peoples with mundane types of lives and hardly any life-extending powers and superpowers, and those who lacked in endurance and fortitude. And the honorable mentions to the unavoidable and twist of fate. Also, we have confirmed buildings and objects fully transitioning into the other dimension from the other side. Gotham City has seen buildings from 1218 appear on the outskirts around them. Your Statue of Liberty manifested next to ours, and, the next day, our Statue of Liberty disintegrated and became lost in the void. Temples in our Saudi Arabia crumbled, and your temples appeared and replaced them. Of our countries of China and Japan, our buildings have appeared in 1218 shortly after those same structures fell and crashed in 1218. The leftover rubble around them from the former was obvious. And I can go on with the Notre Dame and all of California that burned in 1218 in favor of those cities from C-197, including our M.O. The Ogra was doing a bang up job. Here point fortunately, in combination between both dimensions, most of Rioni got out of the transitioning buildings and survived. The combined number of deaths by becoming stuck and fading in walls, floors and so on were only just over 10 people. Sadly, their bodies disappeared into the void in all of that, but they are not forgotten and have been counted. And the last subtopic for now, I will tell you all a few true stories about myself, Sonichu Prime. You'll know my origins. Born a Pichu on April 20th, 1992, evolved, collision with Sonic, became the first ever Sonichu, met Rosie, had adventures and learned/grew a lot, a warrior of Gwville, and then some. I often have had dreams and nightmares, spawned from the hate-filled, all-dimension fanfics written in 1218. Our Magi-chan and ROC Rosachu helped me to stay grounded and calm with meditation and all that. I've also had my times of doubt over ChrisChan, Mama's central self counterpart in C-197 you'll read about. I had thought one time or another that I could do ChrisChan's job better. I was also aware of Mama in 1218. I've never acted against either of them. And then freaking idea guy with his damnable villain motivated powers put a major pain on our Earth and Equestria in C-197 with his damned Nazis manipulating the CPUs with Johnson Wiles. And while I was spending time and making good with Mama herself, idea guy had got into my brain and turned me. It was horrible. And Mama had never stopped being kind with me, and I was blinded as I threatened her. Then she got tough love with me and brought me back to my senses. And worlds of relief when she finally used her ether to undo a lines of idea guy's chaos in C-197. I still remember it all, though. But I've toughed it out and recovered of my own will and help from my family, friends, and our goddess, Mama ChrisChan Sonichu. Since then, I've continued my duty and worked hard in everything, including all of our prep work for the merge and getting Mama, with her one og body, safely and fully into C-197 from 1218. I've also traversed and visited other planets, dimensions, and timelines with Rosie, by myself, or with Magi-chan, for additional tech, resources and useful supplies. And the big moment. Magi-chan told me as much as possible of the upcoming body swap between Mama and I, every single foreseen possibility, outcome, and what to do. So, I kept my cool and waited through February and March of 2020. Come March 31st, Krakow. Zapping it up to the extreme. Here I was, and still am, over 6 months now. I tell you all, the majority of you can hardly ever comprehend the genuine overpower, abilities, endurance, fortitude, and overall strength and speed this one body and brain has. So many visions, déjà vu moments, telepathy, telekinesis, and so on to every power you all can think of in this dimension, and then some. No exaggerations, 1218 restrictions have been tough to work with, but the magic and everything has been, and is, returning here, and the powers of this body and brain have become easier to utilize. This brain is constantly connected with the cosmos, and its self-counterparts in all other dimensions and timelines. It also goes off in massive aura/energy glowing, and, sometimes mild pangs of pain when something, anything, is happening between our two Earths and the Iron Curtain, and then some. This body and brain is literally working, doing, interdimensionally, and goddessly traversing tough, rough, and hard every single millisecond point, and I, Sonichu, Prime, have tried and kept on and continuing on until that in the new pandemic-free version of the Omega timeline, at #BabsCon 2020, when I finally return this body to Mama ChrisChan Sonichu. I tell you all, as Oppa Soul I'm unable to do Mama's job as good as only she, our Og Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, of Earths 1218 and C197, can. This work, her body and brain, her goddess level overpowers and abilities, all tailor and custom made only for her. I never should have ever doubted her, with my most deep apologies for doubting her, and I pledge and repledge my duty, loyalty, and best of myself, my powers and abilities to her now and after, when she and I swap back into our original bodies in the new timeline. I have learned, grown, and characteristically, grown over this time and humble service to and for her. All praise, prayers, and power to our goddess of 1218 and C197. Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu. But, Mr. Pickle Man, you can't shower for an hour, other people also need to shower. Squeak. Pickle juice. At Hellenic Fire Renza. Evil Pickleman. At CPU_Sonichu. What a terrible bad dream. At Hellenic Fire Renza. I have like 7 more cartoony ideas with that evil pickleman. I dreamed about it while was trying to fall asleep. At CPU_Sonichu. Instincts tell me I'm not gonna like this. At Hellenic Fire Renza. Ouch my glove. Asterisk TRIPS over nothing, while FLOATING asterisk. Movie cinema pickles, and Sonichu accidentally eating one and getting paralyzed. Little pickle with arms and legs showering. Sonichu kicks him out. Showers. Water is pickle juice. Annoyed smelly Sonichu is having breakfast. Money pickle bites is the cereal. More paralysis. Rossichu about to call an ambulance. Portal opens. She pinches a man butt. Rossichu T-posing over Sonichu and he's scared. Oh no. My worst nightmare. A dominant woman. At CPU_Sonichu. That is not my worst nightmare. At Hellenic Fire Renza. I was about to draw that. Then what is your worst nightmare? Be left behind. At CPU_Sonichu. Actually, my worst nightmare involves reliving those worst times from the idea guy months. Freaking Nazis. At Hellenic Fire Renza. Yeah? I'm not gonna draw that. I'll listen to GIB summing it up, and is the most unpleasant thing ever. I would pretend it never happened. Is it okay? I try to keep that things away from my comics. That is why I drew Monica getting hit by your loyal servant. At Righteous for CWC. At CPU_Sonichu. I appreciate that, and I do not blame you at all. It was just as tough on Mama, having drawn and written all of that in her book, which is a major reason why she didn't go into Photoshop with the text, or color in most of it. At Motto_bug. What about this? At Hellenic Fire Renza. It was Rossichu cereal. She seems to like pickles. He likes more normal cereal. At CPU_Sonichu. She's okay with pickles, but she doesn't eat them every single day. And she has never eaten pickled cereal. At Hellenic Fire Renza. She wanted to try a new flavor maybe? I mean, they are not struggling with money, so it's logical to have nice treats here and there, right? At Hellenic Fire Renza. Ouch my glove. Asterisk trips over nothing while floating asterisk. Movie cinema pickles, and Sonichu accidentally eating one and getting paralyzed. Little pickle with arms and legs showering. Sonichu kicks him out. Showers. Water is pickle juice. Annoyed smelly Sonichu is having breakfast. Money pickle bites is the cereal. More paralysis. Rossichu about to call an ambulance. Portal opens. She pinches a man butt. Rossichu T-posing over Sonichu and he's scared. Oh no. My worst nightmare. A dominant woman. Sonichu showing his kids his trophy room. There are newspaper clippings of his feats. Yes. I'm the hero Sonichu. I should have known it was you. I thought it was another Sonichu that did it all since is the name of our species. What's for dinner? Our pizza with stuffed crust. Sonichu bites and is pickle. Pickle with arms and legs is in the kitchen. No face, apron, and chef hat. Turns to look at the audience. Picture wants to sleep. He wakes up to type. LOL funny pickle. Funniest thing I have thought in my life. Sonichu is in therapy. Therapist well. We need to do some exposure therapy to this fear of your. Yeah? Therapist takes out mask to reveal a small pickle head inside the therapist body. Pickleman did it again. At CPU_Sonichu. Oh. I called it. I'm not a fan of that. That's the worst nightmare. Next one after this one better have me waking up next to Rosie, no longer dreaming. Rosie usually notices when I've had a bad dream. She hums a song and reminds me that it was only a bad dream. I come to.
Hello, this is Sonichu talking to the Audacity app, giving this a test run. So to test this out, I'm going to go over those questions that I have previously answered from Lane Chew, but that audio recording didn't quite go through, so I'm going to answer these questions once again. Alright, so this one's for Mama Christine. It's like, of all the commissions you've done so far, which one is your favorite? As in, which are you most proud of, had the most fun doing? That would have to be the one where Rosie and I went on a double date with that caveman type dude and his sweetheart. I forget the exact names of those individuals. They're not coming to mind right now, but that's among that which she is most proud of the commissions. Over a year ago, a video that showed you yelling at a toilet and asking where Crystal went leaked out to the internet. What led to the creation of this video and why was it recorded? You can blame frickin' idea guy / Joshua Wise for that, because he had told Mama that we Sonichus and Rose Chews did not like using the toilet, treat it like an enemy, which that is not true. We respect and use the toilet when we are civilized, and Rosie and I, among us specials and the rest of us who actually live in a domicile, we respect and are domesticated. So that was just manipulation of idea guide. That was the reasoning behind that. Dear Christine and Sonichu, what's your favorite thing about Quickville? Alright, well, Mama's favorite thing about Quickville, obviously, well, she really likes the shopping mall. That was among the best buildings she actually put a whole lot of soul and dedication into, and then also later on that got reflected into our main Basilicom of Quickville. And that's opposed to the previously existing Basilicom from Kama, which was in West Virginia, in the former nation of Kama, but that was relocated to Quickville. And that's for me and my favorite part of Quickville. I mean, out of the aspect I like running through the entire city, just having that freedom and ability. Just the streets are usually cool runnings for me, and I can run on the buildings and everything. So that's my favorite things about Quickville. I get running freedom on the roads, and the skies look great, and I love the park also. The mall's cool though. Just throwing that in there as a bonus. But between Mama and I, we both mutually appreciate and love all the individuals and people who live in and commute to and from the city of Quickville, as well as the remaining cities within the nation of Quickville. in Virginia. Alright. Dear Christine, in the past you showed a fondness / conversational ability for Spanish. Do you still use it in your day-to-day? And if so, have you chosen a new Spanish name for yourself? Before coming out as trans, you referred to yourself occasionally as Ricardo. Is there an equivalent for your current self? Alright, so the story behind that Ricardo nickname, Mama had to choose a Spanish apellido, which that's a Spanish term for nickname, for the classroom. And she had picked that on respect to Desi Arnaz, who played Ricardo. And I'm just having a little fun using Mama's ability to roll her R's, which is really fascinating. Not really, but it's fun to do anyway. But yeah, she has not chosen a new Spanish nickname for herself, and from time to time we do end up still using the Spanish language on occasion. Even on a recent moment with an old lady who felt a little confused and lost, who spoke only Spanish, we managed to help her out with our Spanish tongue. So there's that. Se fue muy bueno. Dear Christine, if you could meet one famous person, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Well, it was a short list of a long list because Mama has a lot of past and present celebrities that she would love to meet and hang out with. Red Skelton. He's a funny comedian. She really likes him on that. And Lucille Ball. Another funny comedian. She has lots of respect for her as well. And among others, well, she would love to meet Betty White. There's also, of course, Britney Spears, Amy Jo Johnson, who originally played the Pink Ranger on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Kelsey Grammer. I'm trying to recall from memory right now. Brain's trying to fade out on me a little bit. But anyway. Oh yeah, and Pamela Anderson, to name another. But I think but there are more than that. I just can't remember off the top of this noggin right now. And she's explicitly made a short list in talks before, so there's that you can also reference. That, I mean, what hasn't been put on the quickie within the chroniclings of everything about her to have been uploaded online on purpose or leaked or whatever. So there. Next question. Dear Christine, what do you believe was the coolest thing you've done as a child? Well, that was definitely a long time ago. I guess to pick one, I'd say the coolest thing she ever done was, at only a few weeks old, she said the word monkey, as opposed to mommy, or even possibly as opposed to Magi, as in Magichan. So, that was a very cool thing. And then, of course, after that, because of the autism, about 1.5 years old, she stopped talking. But then she regained her ability to talk about 7 years old. And that's been a really cool thing. And there's, among other things, that she can't recall in her memories right now. But it's there in her subconscious. Whatever memories there are from her childhood and whatever else. Again, I guess another cool thing you could say she's also done was winning that $1,000 shopping spree at KB Toys thanks to my senpai, Sonic the Hedgehog, and his Watch You Win sweepstakes, sponsored by Sega. Next question. If you were to meet today's youth, what would be a piece of advice that you would give to them? Well, I'd say among which, stay open-minded, stay creative, keep common sense, don't rush into things so easily, try to think before you act, and try to process as quickly as you can in your brain. You can process things really quick, And of course, with your minimal psychic senses, you can at least sense us and feel us from beyond the Iron Curtain into C-197 and so on. Just the same as we all sense y'all from our side of the curtain into of your 1218 here. Long day. Next question. Christine, question for you. Who was the strongest opponent Sonichu ever fought? Huh. I mean, you should be asking me that question directly. I mean, shoot. Opposed to Graduan and Merrily Walsh and whatever else that they're Transformers before our Samurai Pizza Bots came to town. Let's see. And of course, I've also fought Eggman. I fought Giovanni. I fought Bowser. Freaking Bowser. Super Mario's rival. That guy. Yeah, fought him. And I fought a whole bunch of other systems. I've even encountered a whole bunch of Nazis and their super mech type dudes, but that was back in that timeline that became undone, but I still have the mental scars and memories from all that. And then there was also definitely frickin' Ray Wrights, the corrupted CPU of the Atari consoles, among a whole bunch of other villains. So there's that. I fought a whole bunch of really tough villains, and I've been even been into other dimensions where I fought a whole lot tougher villains. I even fought against, like, evil villain versions of, like, Superman and Wonder Woman and held my own. So, I mean, I couldn't defeat Superman anyway, but I held my own. Even against his I-beams and everything. So, take from that what you will. I go Mach speeds. I'm faster than time. I'm faster than light. That's my running speed. 9 relative weights. I got good physical strength. I got a good mentality. Magic Chan helped me with that. I was a wild animal before that collision with Sonic in 2003. And the faded chaotic rainbow and everything. But I go on. Next question. Christine and Sonichu, whoever wishes to respond. DJ Jamster Sonichu is a personal favorite of mine. Do you know what he's up to nowadays? He's still a DJ at station KCWC and rocking the airwaves. He also does motivational support announcements through the radio and other speakers and whatnot in times of crisis. And of course, he also helps out with Lisa with their abilities. Between their electric attacks and jamming influences with their music. But anyway, he's doing fine. He's doing good and well. He still plays around a little bit, but Lisa keeps him straight and in line. So that's all good. Alright. Can we get a sneak peek of the pages of the next comic? Well, we're still stuck. We still haven't quite finished book 15. And Mama's not back yet. She's the one that does the writing and drawing of the pages, not me, Sonichu. So, gonna be a while before y'all get new pages, so I'm sorry. It's not my fault. It's just the way the fate events happened that Mama and I swapped body over 6 months ago, and I still gotta get this body to her at BabsCon earlier this year. Going back in time and preventing this frickin' pandemic in your dimension. Jeez! Now, aside from that, there you go. Alright. Thank you all for listening, and this was a test recording throughout the Audacity app as well. Have a good, safe day.
At Creton Noun. Surprise exclusive. Sonichu creator Christine West and Chandler live tonight only on the Create Unknown. Adra Drop. Busy bees get things done, but fast hedgehogs get them done faster. Issue #1 is almost done. Thinking about trying to get a few collaborators on this project? Give us your opinion. At CPU_Kwasonichu. Collaborating with others is very helpful, as long as you all are focused on the same dimension, timeline, and area. Obviously, the multiple viewpoints and additional people to spell check and add art to the book is usually good. But do keep it one artist per story. Consistency. I felt this is worth repeating, after I have said it over an hour ago on the live stream for #TF2 #analysis Anarchy #Red Vs Blue Part 6. It is true, our Christine West and Chandler Sonichu is still waiting in the new timeline for me to undo the pandemic in 1218 and deliver this body to her, personally at #Babscon 2020. If I do not get myself and this body into C197 and then back in time after, your ChrisChan can't return. The sacrifice that is also a major blessing is, of course, the existence of Corona in this Omega timeline. Any and all newly created, enchanted or cursed events you all may make at this juncture will ultimately be rendered moot and neutralized, destined to be in another distant dimension and timeline. It should go without saying, but if you all want Mama ChrisChan back, all you need to do is. It should go without saying, but if you all want our ChrisChan Sonichu to return, do not stand in our way or oppose. This is not a challenge. If you all are able to with your creative might, wisdoms and powers, psychic powers a major bonus, you all can help by praying to her in breaking the Iron Curtain / dimensional divide between 1218 and C197, and anything you all feel able to do in breaking it as well. The Iron Curtain composition was portrayed by #Richard Kelly in his movies, and Estarco get creative in drawing how to break through into C197. At O_high_ into at CPU_Kwasonichu. Hey. In these theorized post-merge world, do you still write comics? Or did you write and draw historical texts based on real adventures from the Ox that merged over to our current dimension? At CPU_Kwasonichu. Yes to both questions. At O_high_Zan. That's awesome. If your writer's block goes away, you should totally write some prequels leading up to the merge. That way the continuity will be easier to follow. Kind of like DC's rebirth event. At CPU_Kwasonichu. Duly noted.